think we're in it. Okay, what do you think of this new setup? I mean, hopefully it looks good and it comes across well on the visuals. Everybody who's listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify is probably like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That's more of an incentive. Go check out the video file on YouTube. We also have the video file on Patreon, and I think Spotify takes the video file. Dude, that was quite an interesting process to like get it on every single streaming platform. Dude, you know what I realized?
What?
I say fuck a lot.
Really?
So when I was listening to it back, our last one, I realized I say fuck a lot. When I get really passionate, I start to curse. I think I gotta fix that.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. You say I don't know a lot after your sentences.
Yeah.
And I say fuck a lot.
I hate video recording myself. I've always had an issue with it. When I'm presenting in front of, like, let's say a class of people, or I'm giving like a lecture or training at work, I'm fine and I get really good feedback. When I have to record myself, I'm constantly stuttering, having to redo it. For example, during COVID, I was doing my undergrad, and I had to take a public speaking course. So there wasn't any classes, so we had to record ourselves giving presentations. And that was...
Is this on Zoom?
No. We would actually record ourselves with a camera and then post it to a discussion board, right? And it was awful. It would take me hours to record a 15-minute presentation because I'd want to restart every time I messed up. To whereas like you are live too, you can't just restart. You just got to keep going.
Right. That's kind of how we do this. Like we don't. Like I don't know if you guys realized on the other end of this. Like we don't edit this. Like nothing's really cropped out. We literally hit record and we just talk.
Hit post.
And yeah, we just let things fly. We don't really edit ourselves too much. But I think that's the beauty of the long form podcast, and that's kind of why I wanted to start it. And I think that's why you wanted to start it.
Yeah.
It's like when you talk to somebody for like over an hour, I think that's when you start to get the real them.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 3 podcasts since me and you have last sat down.
Yeah.
3 in a week with different people that I have created with, different friends of mine that are creators and have good stories. And I realized that you don't get into like the meat and potatoes of the podcast or the conversation until like 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's like the first 30 minutes is like the banter or like the getting comfortable. And then after that, that's when you start to get into stuff. And then after an hour, that's when you start to get into really deep stuff because the person's starting to get comfortable. They're getting outside of their shell. I think it's really interesting as a race, as a species. We're like, dude, we're all about self-preservation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what this drawback is about like technology nowadays, like AI coming out, self-driving cars. I think that we have evolved as a species to preserve ourselves and to protect ourselves. And now that AI is coming out and it's getting way more advanced, self-driving cars, as you know, you have a Tesla, you know.
Yeah.
These
Best
things,
car ever, by the way.
These things are coming out, right? But like a lot of people wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people would say, you know, I'm not getting a Tesla. Like I could drive my own car. Like why do I need that? Like AI, why do we need that? And I think it's hard for some people to get outside of themselves and see the broader spectrum, the broader like implications to this stuff, right?
Yeah. I think too is, you know, and I don't want to get too much into this, but I think, you know, lots of this is just political ideas, right? And people, you know, they think they have to, you know, fall within, you know, line of, you know, the political spectrum that they're in, which, and it holds a lot of people back, I think, right?
Yeah.
From experiencing things, doing things, understanding things, right? But, you know, this stuff isn't like bad, right? I know people that hate Teslas.
Yeah.
Some people won't even get in my car.
Really?
I know. Yeah.
You've had somebody where you were like,
they just don't want to. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Just because of Elon, or because I guess so, right? Because Elon's tied to that.
No. They're actually more against electric cars. Like they think electric cars, you know, are bad.
What?
I don't know. I can't explain it.
Dude, but the thing that's crazy about that whole thing, the Tesla thing, is I remember when Tesla's like when they first came out, and it was like being championed, and Elon Musk was like this savior, right? And all these people were like, yeah, electric cars, he's like saving the environment, like we gotta back this guy, we have to support this guy. And now those same people are the same people that are saying like, screw Elon, fuck Elon Musk, like he's going crazy, like we can't support him in anything.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
Politics aside, like I think Elon Musk is he's like the Henry Ford of
You're gonna
electric
trigger
cars.
a lot of people with that.
Well, I don't agree with his politics.
Well, yeah,
like
this is
things that he
political.
has done.
Yeah.
I'm putting politics aside,
As am I.
and he was really the first person that brought affordable electric cars to America, to the world, right?
Yeah.
Teslas are more affordable than ever. They're more common than ever. The manufacturing processes that they've developed at Tesla, which is a huge part of cost, right, have revolutionized the economics of electric cars, right? So, and that's what Henry Ford in his manufacturing processes allowed to bring down prices for for automotive vehicles in general, right? So Henry Ford invented the what is it called? The production line or
The assembly line.
assembly line. That's what it is. So Elon Musk's company Tesla revolutionized the manufacturing processes for Tesla. For example, with their it's called their GigaCast, right, where they can cast the entire Cybertruck in one go, right? Or major parts of it at least.
Dude, I just looked it up and I just wanted to know. I didn't know Tesla Motors founded in 2003.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a relatively new thing, like as of 2020s.
Yeah, I think they kind of came out. I don't know when their first model came out.
Well, the Roadster prototype was unveiled in 2006. 2008 is the first production Roadster delivered.
Yeah.
And that is when Elon Musk became CEO in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So for backstory, everybody listening, this isn't a political podcast. I just want to say that like out front. Because I don't see myself as a political person.
No.
I think the world is too divided and all views are too decisive. Here on this pod, on this frequency, on this channel, we're going to talk about everything from a very bipartisan, a very non-political bystander, right? So we're all about like discussing, innovation, technology, anything that really spawns thought or promotes deep thinking, right? So when we bring up stuff like this, it's kind of just like a practice of deep thought and expressing yourself without getting angry or fighting somebody, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think the electric car thing is quite interesting because it's like there's two sides of the spectrum, right? There's a lot of people that think they're helping the environment, but I think there's also a part of people that there's that argument, right? And then you as an electric car owner, I'm interested to ask you this, is like, what is the whole view on the whole lithium-ion battery being worse for the environment than actually burning fossil fuels?
I don't know like too much, about where our lithium comes from and how it gets here. I personally, I didn't buy an electric car for environmental reasons. I bought it for cost effectiveness, right? I was spending I was driving an hour to work every day, and I'm spending like anywhere from $400 to $600 a month in gas alone, right? I had a V6 car.
Were you? Oh, yeah,
it was a 3.5 liter V6 car. It's a pretty big V6, right? And I got like about 20 miles per gallon. It was a 2006, right? I was spending anywhere from $400 to $600 a month in gas, to whereas I can go home and plug in, and my electric bill goes up by $50 a month, right?
Only $50 a month.
Yeah. And there's certain things you could do to even optimize that more. Only charging at night, right? You could set it on a schedule to only charge at night when electricity is cheapest, right? But for me, and not for everyone, but for me, and my situation, it was just common sense for me, right? I'd get this, beautiful car, right? It's a luxury car. I cut my gas bills by like sometimes up to $400 a month some month,
Wow.
right?
Were you traveling far?
Yeah, 35 miles or 70 miles a day.
70 miles a day back and forth.
Yes, 30. It was a little more. It was probably between 75 to 80 miles a day.
Back and forth.
Yeah, and that was just going to work, right? So
Okay.
that didn't count like,
Coming
the
home.
10 extra miles if I went to, my fiance's house or going to a buddy's house or going out to eat, right? But, I did the cost analysis, and it was actually cheaper for me to own this car than to keep the current car I had, right? Because the money in gas that I was saving, right, was, and I also had to do a lot of maintenance on the Nissan as well.
Right, oil change,
Yeah,
things like that, right?
The money I was saving, when I went through it on an Excel sheet, I'm actually saving more money with the Tesla,
Wow.
right? Everyone's situation is different, and I would encourage, like, if people are interested, run your own numbers. But the car payment really was made up by that gas that I was saving, right? And then also, right, it's a nice car, right? So I kind of knocked out so many birds with one stone. I wake up every morning and my car's on 100%, right? I know some people get range anxiety, but
I thought you didn't have a charger at your house.
so I don't, but I'm getting one. So like at my
Your new place.
yeah, so there, and then at my my shore house, I'm able to charge. So I wake up there every morning and I just go like I'm at 100% every morning.
You have a port or a charger
Yeah,
mechanism
yeah.
at your shore house?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So, but I know some people that don't even spend $10 a month, filling up their Tesla at their house, right? So it's
So then what's the drawback? Why do people hate it so much? What, in your experience, like, what do the people tell you when they won't get in your car?
You see, lots of the arguments are, oh, you have to spend 40 minutes charging if you're out. You do, right? But, their lowest range model is 270 miles. How often are you traveling 270 miles in a single day?
True.
Right?
True.
And if you are, just make a pit stop at a rest stop, right? While you're eating, plug it in. Within 40 minutes, 30 minutes, you're ready to go another 270 miles.
Do you find it hard to find chargers?
No.
Like they have them at standard rest stops now?
Yeah. So like, if you go down to Atlantic City, for example, they're really everywhere, and you can not only use Tesla ones, but you can use ChargePoint.
And then how do they charge you for that? Is it like the same as a gas pump?
No. So some of them they are the same as a gas pump. With the Tesla ones, you just walk up and plug it in, and it'll charge your car directly.
Free of charge or
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, they charge per kilowatt hour. So at a
Tesla one, you walk up, grab the thing, and as soon as it plugs in, it works.
Yep.
And then how do they bill you?
It just goes through the app, and they bill my card that I have on file.
Just as soon as you plug it in, or is there like a touchscreen interface?
No, just you literally. I get out of my car.
Wow.
I open the electric tank, and I plug it in, and I go sit in my car and wait. Or I'll go into this. If I'm at the mall, I'll go walk around the mall. Get some lunch or something. I come out and my car's on 100%. And when I unplug, the charge hits my card.
So what? It's so interesting to me how that has become political.
Yeah. The drawbacks, right? If you don't have an electric charger at home, it's, okay, you are going to have to go, once a week, however much you drive. For me, driving, when I was driving 70 miles a week and I didn't have a charger, I'd have to go and charge twice a week, right? However, if you have a charger at home and let's say your work is 5 miles away, you might have to plug in your car once every 2 weeks to fill it up.
Wow.
Right? To me, it's just common sense. And there's so much less maintenance. I could tell you, I've had the car for 3 years. I've spent a total of, let's see, 100 I'll say $180 on maintenance, and I've just had three
in 3 years.
Yeah, I've just had 3 tire rotations, right? And that's maintenance that you have to do on any car, right? And lots of the times, when's the last time you had a tire rotation?
Probably last time I got an oil change.
Yeah, but most people don't pay attention to that. Most people have never had their tires rotated.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't have to do oil changes. I don't have to do. There's no transmission. There's. I think on a modern car, there's something like 10,000 moving parts, whereas a Tesla has like less than 100 moving parts on it.
Wow. And they're apparently rated like the most safety. Like,
yeah. Every single model has 5-star crash safety ratings across the board, and they're the first car company to have that for every single model.
But yet people want to shut down Tesla.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I think it's really because Elon Musk has become this political person.
But even before that, it was, Republicans hate electric cars. Not all
There's
Republicans.
a lot of money to be made with gas, right?
Yeah, that could be it, right? I think we're getting too political, but there's once Elon did all that stuff with the truck, now it was the Democrats that hated Tesla.
Right, and
right?
it flipped.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's interesting.
Well, the same drawback that there is with electric vehicles, I think there's that same drawback on AI, right? Because a lot of people think that AI is going to take their job, or we're not going to have actors anymore. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have directors, filmmakers. We're not going to have graphic designers. We're not going to have, creativity anymore. They think that AI is going to come in and is going to just wipe the slate clean, and human thought is going to become null and void, which I find hard to believe personally. But you know more about AI. I mean, you had to actually work with AI in your schooling, right, at university.
Yeah. So I haven't worked too much with AI, but I do think that's far off. Yeah, sure, AI can write a script. Mm-hmm. Is there any meat to it? Is there any beef to it? No. I'm sure you've have any, you've experimented, right? With
totally.
What it's capable of in that aspect.
It's very surface level stuff.
Yeah. I do think AI will take over more technical things, such as computer programming, right? Computer programmers are most at risk.
Well, but somebody has to program the AI, no?
Well, eventually it'll get to the point where the AI can program itself.
Is that when it's AGI?
That's a little different. Actually, yeah. No, that's correct. However, look at Amazon. Amazon laid off 16,000 software engineers, right?
Because they're using AI?
Because the AI can write the programs, and then the software engineers that they keep can quality assurance it, QC it, right? So it's called AI Overwatch, right? We're going to have a guy on the podcast soon that works a lot with AI. So, I mean, these would be really great questions for him. But I think as far as, AI taking over people's jobs, I think people who work on a computer will be at risk most, right? So customer service, right?
Yeah.
Possibly accounting.
Dude, but sometimes, and I'm not pro AI and getting rid of humans, but sometimes those operators aren't optimized, right? I just had to cancel a credit card the other day because Kohl's, I don't know, I got rigmarolled and scammed into getting a Kohl's cash card because...
How did that happen? And you canceled it?
So I was at Kohl's for Black Friday, and I was at the register. There's 100 people in line, and it's so quick.
You want to save 20%, 40%? You want
to save money. It's like, do you want to save money? I'm like, sure. What do you mean? And she's like, oh, you got to open this credit card. I was like, no credit card. No. Okay, all right. I'm scans the stuff. All right. Oh, I just scanned this, and it's like, if you do this, you get this. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not opening a credit card. I'm not opening a credit card. Not opening it. This is 5-6 minutes back and forth, and there's a line of 100 people on Black Friday. Well, it's actually the Sunday of Black Friday weekend, but nonetheless. And Alexandria was there. She'll tell you. I said no at least a dozen times until eventually she's like, it's not going to affect your credit score. She's like, it's not going to blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, fine. Sign me up for the credit card, right? I put in the wrong address, right? I I don't know. This is probably silly. I put in this address instead of my parents' address because I'm just newly living here.
Yeah.
And I thought that I wouldn't get accepted when they did a check on me.
That's not how that works.
That was very ignorant of me. So, anyway, it was weird because I got declined for the card initially, like right face to face with this woman, the cash register, because I like put like some stupid low amount for my yearly income.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get accepted, because I didn't want her to give me this credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So she's like, "Oh, sorry, you didn't get accepted." Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Oh, no, really? Oh." And she's like, "But because you tried so hard to get this credit card, I'm going to give you the deal anyway." So I thought that was my way of getting the deal and getting out of it because I got denied. Anyway, week later, card shows up at my house. So I didn't.
And you canceled it?
I never really activated it, right? So it came.
Is the account still there?
The account was active, right? And I was getting,
and on your credit report.
Yeah. But I never initialized the account, like the card.
But if it's on your credit report, just open it and have the account. And whenever you shop at Kohl's, if you close that account, that's going to hurt your credit score.
It did.
Yeah. Because it lowers your age of credit and your available credit as well.
Yeah.
So
it totally lowered it by like 20 points.
Yeah. And you did close it?
I closed it. But the whole reason, and the reason I brought this up is because the person on the other end of the line, the operator or whatever you call them, she like, dude, it's like they're all in on that scheme over there at Kohl's because I like said, hey, I'd like to cancel the card, it's not for me, like I never even wanted this to begin with, yada yada yada. And she's like, oh, sorry to hear that. So you'd like to cancel your card? Okay, I can have that done for you. All right, Goodbye. As we hang up, I get an email. So your new Kohl's credit card, the new platinum gold one, so they upgraded my card because I said I didn't like, I didn't want the one that I had. Yeah. So I don't know if it was something she's told by her boss to just upsell, and she like misunderstood me. So that now I get an email, new card is on its way. We'll be there in a week. And I'm like,
weird.
What the fuck? So I call back. I get another operator. She's like, oh, what? Why would that happen? Oh, you wanted to cancel. You didn't want a new one. Oh, I don't know why they would have done that. Let me go ahead and cancel that new one coming, and let me cancel the one you have. And then she's like, I got to read you all these rights about the card. Like, if you agree to this, we're going to close your account, yada, yada, yada. And I say, I agree to it all, right? And then the call drops. Call fails.
Wow.
And I think she hung up on me, dude.
Yeah.
Because maybe they lose something.
I just realized we were wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, how about that?
Different colors, but keep going.
So she drops the call. I totally think she hung up on me or something.
You think?
Dude, it was so it didn't, if a call drops, it just it felt like I got hung up on, like on the other end of it. And then I call a third time and I explain everything that has just happened, and I don't want the card, just cancel the damn thing. It took 3 operators to get the card canceled. And I'm like, if it was in artificial intelligence, and then you can make the argument, and I'm not pro AI against human or against AI and pro human. Like, I'm just strictly looking at this from an objective point of view.
Yeah.
Like, would I have had to call them 3 times if there was an AI, or would I have gotten, rigmarolled or scammed into getting this Kohl's card after saying no a million times?
There was actually a company. I forget which company it was. It was maybe a tech company. I want to say it was Airbnb. I could be completely wrong. You might be able to look it up. But there was a company that just changed they changed all their customer service reps over to AI. And it lasted about 3 months before it came crashing down.
Really? What happened?
Try to look it up. Maybe it was a European company. But the AI was just so awful that they had to go back to real humans.
Is it because the technology's not there yet?
I don't think it's 100% there. I think maybe it's halfway at best.
I'm not seeing anything about a particular company.
No,
it says failures and backlash. Yeah, over alliance. Maybe.
Klarna, that's it. That's the company. Klarna is
Swedish. It's Swedish.
Yes.
AI first support strategy in 2023. replacing 700 human agents with chatbot.
Yep.
The bot handled millions of chats and cut costs, but service quality suffered. Klarna's customer satisfaction dropped 22% after the switch.
22% is pretty big.
Yeah,
Pretty big jump.
My credit score.
Yeah.
Dude.
So.
Fucking terrible.
But
anyway, what I'm going with that is like, if we implement AI, or if there is AI, that takes out the human. There's a lot of good things that come with humans. Trust me, I'm a human. I date a human.
Bias.
It's fucking great, right? Yeah. But there are things like, I gotta stop saying like so much. There's things that make humans flawed, right? And this isn't even an opinion. This is just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that woman at the Kohl's cashier register. She probably had to make some sort of a quota on getting people signed up for the credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Black Friday weekend.
Yeah.
It was Sunday. Maybe, her time window was closing. She had to meet this quota or whatever. Or she gets a promotion, or she gets some sort of a bonus if she signs people up. So like, if there's AI, and you just say no, and it's programmed to listen to, the customer on the other end, it's like, okay, thank you. Like, we will not like, and I guess you could program the AI to be pushy and to.
Well, that's exactly what would happen, I think.
Yeah.
As soon as the AI's quotas are being met better than the humans, that's when that replacement would happen.
You see what I'm saying? I'm saying like, if we take out like this, like say that woman, like I'm just making a hypothetical, say that woman is running low on her mortgage or whatever, her rent money, and she needs money, she needs this quota. She's going to tell you anything and everything about this credit card. And I feel like that's what I got. I got this whole song and a dance. It's like, if you sign up for this Kohl's credit card, you're going to get this, and this. And it's all this stuff that I never received. Like, I didn't get any sort of cash back. I didn't get any sort of, perks that she said that I would get.
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, maybe, and I guess that, in a perfect world, it's like you say something and it's heard, it's understood, and you get what you want, right? And I think that's like where the human experience is so interesting, and it's so messed up in many regards, because it's like you'll say one thing but you mean another. And I guess me being optimistic is like, hopefully we can have AI, and hopefully we can have humans coexist in a perfect world, and the AI, it enhances the human experience. It doesn't replace humans. It doesn't marginalize humans. It doesn't put humans out of a job. It just makes humans. It makes the human to human interaction better.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if we could have like this third party mediator, because so many times there's people that are, they're saying their ideologies or they're communicating, but they can't see eye to eye. It's like, what if we had that third party, and it's a non-biased party. It's an AI. It's a computer, right? And it helps push communication, to the next level, so that we're all understanding each other, and we're all, it's like a utopia. And I know that's totally bullshit, and it's sci-fi fiction, but it's like, what if that was possible, right? Like, what if we get, this AI thing under control? We get some regulations out there, and AI actually betters the human experience rather than takes over the human experience. You know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't have to run into all these problems when I want to cancel a credit card, like a simple action like that, or if I don't want the card, or something like that. Like, what if it could enhance the human experience rather than take the thing over?
Yeah, I think that's the goal.
But I mean, there's so many people that are rushing for advances in AI that they're not regulating what they do, right? And it's pretty dangerous.
I think, right, and again, I'm kind of moving into that political space again.
It's hard to do this, to walk this line. I know.
Yeah, it's hard to walk this line, but I think, our country is so divided that, it's hard to push any sort of regulation, right? The one side always has to agree with the other, right? So that's why regulation can't keep up. Like earlier today before the podcast, we were talking about Kalshi, right? And event markets, right? That's gambling, right?
Yeah.
And they find legal loopholes for it. Like we were saying, how is that legal? Regulation, there's legal loopholes that allow them to do that. People are losing money, right? It's it's gambling, and it's not regulated by the games. I forget what the federal agency is called. Federal Gaming Commission, maybe. It's really regulated by the SEC, a securities exchange.
Well, let me cut you off for a second. Explain what we're talking about. Cashy, or what's it called?
Kalshi.
Kalshi. Explain that to listeners who, because I'm just now getting familiar or understanding what that is.
Yeah. So let's first start off like, okay, let's put it in the aspect of like sports betting, right? Yeah. So when you go on like FanDuel or DraftKings, you can bet, okay, I think the Seahawks are going to win. I think the Patriots are going to win, right? And you're betting against the house here. When you go to a company like Kalshi, you could still bet on that, but you're not betting on
touchdown scored or
no. You can,
but it takes it to like a whole other extreme. Am I right?
You're essentially buying a contract. You're buying a contract that changes in value, right? If the contract that you buy becomes worthless, that means your team lost. If it right, and you can buy several contracts.
And what would the contract state? Like, for example,
I don't know what the contracts state, but you're pretty much, it's not technically like gambling. Legally, it's not gambling from a legal aspect. Mm. It's, an exchanging of securities, like contracts, right?
And this is all in order to gamble.
It's gambling. That's what it is. It's gambling.
Right, because wasn't there, I saw something like if somebody says the word potato on the Grammys,
yeah,
like you'll win this absurd amount of money.
So you're pretty much buying a contract that says, oh, they're going to say potato. And you're betting against everyone who says, no, they're not going to say potato. Right. Everyone who owns like the opposite contract.
Right.
Right. I'm 99% sure that's how it works. But because you're buying and selling buying and selling like securities and contracts, it's regulated by the Security Exchange Commission and not the Federal Gaming Commission, right? So the SEC actually has like no regulation about this, and that's where this loophole comes in. And we can't catch up because America is like a very divided place right now. We can't catch up. Regulation always falls behind, right? So that's why you see things like the opioid epidemic we had, right? Pharmaceutical companies push OxyContin to, doctors who push it to patients, cause an opioid epidemic. It's not till a lot of people get hurt that, okay, now there's regulation, right? We saw the same thing with Juul. It's not until a bunch of teenagers get addicted to Juul that now, okay, it's regulated. Same thing's going on with Kalshi.
And that's what's going to go on with AI, it sounds like. It's going to go too far, and then they're going to try and pull in the reins on it, right?
Yeah. So let's see. That happens with lots of things, like I just said, in our country. So I think that's where that's going. I think regulation lags a lot.
Is this because we're a capitalist society? Like we're always for profit. We're always pushing the boundaries, and a capitalist society is breeding ground for competition, like healthy competition, right? And that is why a lot of, I think, great innovation comes from America. No, but I think it's also it could be a drawback. I mean, it's two sides to every coin.
You don't have to. It's possible, right, with lobbying to like push decisions off, right? But I don't think it's necessarily a characteristic of a capitalistic society.
Well, if everybody's always chasing that innovation and everybody's always chasing that dollar, because we live in a capitalist society, everybody is trying to capitalize. Everybody is trying to make the most money. And now with this Kalshi, or whatever the hell it's called, it's somebody who has found that legal loophole in our laws and is now, taking advantage for profit.
I think it's more so that regulation can't keep up. And I think
how can it? Because it's like if there's somebody and there's always going to be somebody one step ahead of regulation, like always. But how can you nip that in the butt? How?
There needs to be more. So as soon as
more oversight.
yeah, there needs to be faster reaction to things, right?
But we're so divided that
Yeah.
there's just this lag, right?
There's this lag.
In legislation.
And it's not until people start getting really hurt that stuff happens, right?
That's really dark.
Yeah.
That's really dark. It's like somebody has to die before legislation can be made, and an agreement can be.
You see that theme, like I was saying with everything, right? Look at cigarettes. The cigarettes is a little different because certain data wasn't available back then, but for years, like, things would go on, and once enough people get hurt, Washington's all right. Like, okay, this needs to chill.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts, dude. So as we start winding down here, dude, I wanted to ask you a couple questions regarding the AI and the modern climate.
Yeah.
So it's like with this new dude, I just found out about this new AI, right? And it's so like celebrities license out their likeness, right? And I think Jake Paul licensed out his likeness on this app, and it escapes me. I just did a podcast. Sora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually have a Sora account.
What's your thought? What's your thought about this, dude? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, isn't this what everybody's afraid of? Being able to use celebrities' likeness to get them to say and do anything. Like,
so I use Sora, and I think Sora is pretty well controlled, right?
It's regulated.
So, like, within the app, not by regulators. So I can go in and upload my profile, my head-on shot, and like I can do it, right? Like, I could do what Jake Paul does, and I have done that. And but people can't go in and use my name and likeness without my permission within the app, right? So I'd have to approve their posts, right? And like I can't use them without like them accepting it every time, right? I don't know if it's I could turn that feature off too. Like, there is a way to turn that feature off, right? To where no one can use your likeness and image in the Sora.
It sounds like you're okay with Sora. Like, you think it's pretty well controlled?
Yeah, I think Sora does a good job at doing that, right? And the AI, like, if it thinks something's inappropriate, it will be like, I can't do that, right? I can't. Right? It does, like,
you can't totally just have yourself fucking like having sex on there, like
fucking a pig,
or something crazy.
No, I haven't tried that yet, but no, it would be like, oh, this is too inappropriate, blah blah blah. Like, I can't generate that.
Yeah.
Right. So, the AI is pretty good at regulating itself.
So you think that this is cool?
It's cool. It's funny.
Cool, it's funny. Because I think there's a lot of people against it, right? So I just think it was interesting to ask you that. So, like, what is your if I were to ask you right now, what if you could, be a Nostradamus and look 30 years into the future, what would you want AI's impact to be on the human experience?
Like we said, I want it to enhance the human experience. So I want it to enable, better learning, right? So I don't want it to. Lots of time AI hallucinates and just says things that just aren't true. I want that to go away.
That's dangerous.
But I don't want to get too much into it because we're going to have a guest on soon, and these would be really good questions to ask him. So, but in 30 years, I see it as more of an assistant, right? What if we all had like this perfect assistant?
Yeah. Utopia. It's kind of like a utopia.
So that's kind of where I see it, but it could definitely go a lot of ways, right? But I think, first of all, regulation is important, and also just being able to make decisions quite fast. And I think maybe there should be courses on how to use AI.
Right, but so another follow-up question. So do you think that AI is going to eventually reach a point where it is sentient? We do reach AGI, and it starts to think and it starts to feel.
I don't know.
Have you seen the movie The Creator?
It's definitely like possible in theory.
Have you seen the movie The Creator?
I don't think so.
That is what I'm kind of getting at. So in this movie, it's, I want to say 50 years from now, and AI is it's basically human, right? Like they think, they feel, they have families. Some AIs are in a relationship with humans. Some are in a relationship with other AIs. They have children together. They observe religion.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed like AI monks, AI nuns, and it's like, whoa. But in this world, it's like set in this kind of almost, I don't want to say apocalyptic, but it's post-apocalyptic in the sense of there was a nuke, I think, or a bomb that has gone off in, I think, New York and in LA, and it was an AI that made the call to drop the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, spoiler alert, later on you find out that the humans were actually the ones that decided on it. But AI became this marginalized group because of that bomb that dropped. Everybody thinks that AI is incapable of doing its job, and they think that it needs to be regulated, and a lot of people think it needs to be killed and destroyed, right? So people are just out there just destroying AIs, just destroying the chips, killing them in a sense, and they become the new marginalized group, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the next race that's going to be oppressed.
Well.
And it's pretty eye-opening because you almost see the beginning of it now where people say, like, AI, we don't want that anywhere near us. Fuck AI. Like, we don't want anything to do with it. Kind of like they are with the electric cars. Yeah. So it's like, you know, what can we do to ensure that we can, you know, live in a symbiotic relationship that we don't oppress the AI? Because at the end of the day, the AI didn't ask to be created. Humans created it. So to then have it reach this AGI or this sentient form and then oppress it is kind of...
AI would need to vouch for itself, right? They'll be like... And at that point, right? That's crazy. Like, to me, when I think of AI, it's silicone, right? Like, it's ones and zeros, right?
Right, but when you think of humans...
We are too.
Exactly.
Like, we're just... Our brain is just chemical reactions.
Exactly. And that's all an AI is. It's reactions to code. You know, you put one input in and then it's programmed to think this, just like humans are.
But, you know, chemical signals are much more complex than ones and zeros at the same time. Like, billions of times more.
Who's to say that the ones and zeros can't evolve into some other sort of algorithmic...
No, I think with, you know, quantum computing in the future...
Exactly, dude, and that's what
AI could really become so much more complex. It's
going to be a race.
It's
going to be its own race.
Than human biology.
I'm calling it now. It's going to become its own race, and those are modern-day ETs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what an ET is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we could save that for another podcast.
Yeah.
That is that's like a whole other discussion, kind of conspiracy theory territory. But no, this was good, dude. I'm glad we got this new setup.
Yeah.
We're gonna optimize it obviously, so you don't bang into the wall anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just bring the table a little bit further out. But yeah, all right. I guess we'll leave it there. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
All right.
Shit. I don't think I said the F word as much as...
Fuck.